Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone, one and all present here on this virtual platform. And I welcome and extend warm welcome to all the members on behalf of Women and Young Members Excellence Committee of ICI to the 49th series of Yashashwini Idol. Our I no need to introduce chairperson of WIMEC committee, our own CA Preeti Savla madam, chairperson of WIMEC committee. Ma'am will join shortly and she will address all of us. And Vice Chairperson of the committee, CA Ravi Patwa sir, he also wanted to join, but because of some urgent professional commitment, he is not available today. He has passed his regards to all of us. Now, something about as we are now starting today 49th series of Yasaswini and Idol, and it is we can say it's a Wednesday series. It is series by WIMEC by the women for the women, and it is extension of Sky High Symposium series, which has already completed last year 100 episode. And my friends, 100 episode every week we cover two topics, so we are learning 200 new topics, and today we are at the 49th series. So you can imagine how the knowledge is spread through this committee for the women. Okay, so this committee is for technical updation, non-technical as well as technical. Both topics are taken, and you also see today's flyer. First is our non-technical topic, and then technical topic. So it inspires women member to come in forefront. We can be a moderator, we can be a speaker, and come to public forum. So this was short about WIMEC committee. Just 1 minute. About our WIMEC committee. As you are seeing today's two topic. First topic which we will start now, and we have with us CA Payal Agarwal. CA Payal, and I no need to say about it. We are extensively using AI. Okay, we are talking about ChatGPT and many more things. But as our today's topic is what it is about work efficiency with AI, data science, and machine learning. So I would like to introduce our today learned speaker, CA Payal Agarwal. She is a partner at Deloitte India, specializes in AI, data analytics, and cloud strategies, focusing on data modernization, governance, and trustworthy AI ecosystems. Payal has served clients across banking, IT, pharma, telecom, and manufacturing sectors. So today we are having a privilege to have you, Payal ma'am, at our 49 series of WIMEC. And we all are eagerly waiting to hear and learn from you. So over to you, Payal ma'am. Dice is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible, ma'am.
Really appreciate this opportunity to share and discuss of empowering women in AI, ML, and generative AI. As Rubal ma'am said, it's the fourth industrial revolution with technology overpowering everything that what we do today. In fact, the meeting is getting recorded, and I'm sure it's AI powered, and people will get notes out of this meeting through AI. So there's the avatar in which we all are currently being placed. So today I will like to focus on three four areas in terms of uh, why this is so important for women. AI, ML, and generative AI. For years, we have seen and we have been talking about pay equality. We have talking about gender equality, and in today's and also saying that why women are not in that same equality when it comes to technology. How AI can be enabler to bring that equality into our workforce. How it can be leveraged by women, how the businesses are making changes or shift is happening in the business model basis the adoption of AI and Gen AI. And last but not the least, what we as a woman can do for the women to enable them, to be a better workforce for the next generation. I think that's where I will focus on today. Just I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen with an hands up. Can somebody just tell me if my screen is visible and I'm audible?
Yes, Payal ma'am, it is visible and you are very well audible. Continue, ma'am.
Thank you. Uh, why the glass ceiling? For a woman, for years we have been talking about glass ceiling, and this term was coined in 1986. Correct? So you're almost talking about uh, half a decade in terms of women not being able to be at par with men, and this glass ceiling still persists. We have tried every possible ways and means to reach in higher roles. But today, also, if you look at a CXO level, it's only 11% women being there. But while there is a good inflow in recent 10 years at the initial level, but we have not reached at par when it comes to the CXOs. If women are not shaping the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution on equal footing, then the future of digital economy will influence, and that will be a major setback because it will be stereotype of the past. If all of you know AI, and specifically the generative AI, uh, it's learning from what we have done, and for years it has been a male dominated uh, economy perspectives, and those perspectives will fly into the AI, and that will be very stereotype, and it will not give an equal footing to the woman. Hence, it's very very important for all of us to leverage the AI for our benefit. So why it's so important for us to leverage AI and Gen AI? As I said, women represent only 30% of the global technology professionals, and this percentage drops to 22%. Can you imagine only 22% of the women folks into the AI? And then this is less than 30% of engineering graduates. It's today, if you look at it, which are the major sector which is getting impacted through AI? It's healthcare, it's finance, it's education, pharma, retail, and they are just integrating into various industries and transforming, and hence it provides a lot of opportunity for us to imbibe at it. This is the platform where we not only can influence the future generation, but even we can contribute to the current generation by adopting, by contributing to it, and breaking the barrier. And for once and all, we actually can break the uh, glass ceiling to be there. Just look at the the percentage. It's only 10.9% tech CEO and senior leaders are women. Very few, very few. Unless, see, it doesn't matter that who are there at a ground level, who are there at the leadership matter, because they are the one who are influencing the decision making process. They are the one who are actually making decisions. They are the one who can imbibe and bring, one woman can bring 10 women up. So it's very very important that we increase the number of the tech CEO and senior leaders as women. Some of the stats and why it's important, saying that what are the leading countries in STEM. uh, it's nowhere, developed countries like US, India are there. They are not there. Women are contributing to the organization. Only 73% have a gender diverse ratio to make up business decisions. 37 women in Fortune 500 companies who are actually contributing to the organization. And 25% have a average profitability in comparison with the high gender diversity. Very, very poor this thing. If you look at women in technology workforce in Asians and where we in India we belong, it's only 9.6%. And that percentage is not very different from US, which is 14.1%. And it goes even less uh, than 5% for underdeveloped countries where you have large vicinity of women in Black and Latin. It's 2.2% and 1.7%. So very, very poor percentage of women into executive role, in STEM roles, and AI professionally. But all of you must be thinking that why I'm talking about the stats, why this is important in a conversation of empowering women in AI and ML. It's important because here we can contribute. It is essential because here we can contribute as a woman. If you look at it, what is AI and what is generative AI? I'm not sure. Uh, is it open for other for the participant to talk and pull up their hands?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's okay. Then I'll just talk through. So if you look at it today, if you look at how does generative AI works on it, I'm just giving you an example. It has been for years, AI has been into existence, and now it's generative AI. When it called with generative AI, what is generative AI? Generative AI is AI which generate content. The content can be data, the content can be images, it can be video, it can be music, it can be literature. But how it is generating the content? It is generating the content because it is learning for the huge data which has been collected over the years. Correct? It's learning and then it's able to generate new content. And there are large language model which has been trained on this data. Just imagine if they continue to learn on the data and if women have not contributed their views on the data, anything which gets generated from this AI will be non-inclusive. You will not be fine. It will be a male dominated perspective and point of view and not a equality or a gender diverse view which comes from the data. The biased. See, the entire biased which will be there in terms of the data which is there. The gender bias will be there. You have seen AI gone wrong in terms of uh, in a credit scoring model when the AI was used, they were declining lot of loan requests which is coming from a black rather than the white because erstwhile in the data there were not many black who were given loans and hence they were biased into the data point. If women don't contribute to the AI, they will be biased. It will be biased towards them. Their ethical consideration will be there. Development teams. So today, let's take an example that if you want to code, coding was such a difficult piece for women because erstwhile we have not seen women contributing to the STEM and tech, science, technology. They were very different for them. But today, in the avatar of generative AI, if you want to coding, you can leverage ChatGPT, you can leverage a lot of LLM models to code it, and it's becoming very easy. So you have to create an inclusive development team where women can equally contribute to it. Continuous monitoring of the data is very important. So all in all, when we are why it's important for women to contribute to the AI because the future is AI focus. The future will leverage AI to make decisions. The future will leverage AI model to define new models of it. The future will develop uh, will be dependent on creating new content on it, all of them. And how will they do it? They will do it using leveraging the past data. If we don't contribute to the development of AI, our perspectives have not gone into it, a point of view has not been included, the future generation will not benefit from our point of view, and hence it's very important that women start actively contributing to it. I'm just giving you a few examples in terms of how AI as a tool is being contributing and how women can also contribute to it. Correct. So today, if you look at it, with the help of AI in education, you can customize learning paths. You can create basis the individual performance, help girl progress at their own pace. So I'm giving you a classic example of a CA as an exam, correct? And if you're weak in a particular subject, you can leverage AI to provide you the right guidance in terms of what is the content. You can summarize certain content, you can look for examples, you can solve it, and then it can be leveraged to their benefit. Engaging in the content delivery. There are various content in various form can make education engaging and effective for girls. So it's just not text. You can do it through video, you can do it through audio, and there a lot of content delivery can be done. And similarly in the audit, I'm just giving an example while it's in education. Just imagine that you are doing a lot of audit and you have to generate reports. You have to write, the audit reports. You can leverage generative AI to summarize your content, to summarize your examples, to create the report, and then uh, enhance it. Today, I don't know how many of you are using Copilot, but with the help of a Copilot, all you run Copilot on your Gmail or your email Outlook, and it will summarize all your emails saying that this requires your immediate action. This you can look at it for future. This is more of HR and administrative. Just imagine the kind of AI which can be leveraged for you to be more efficient. Content has become a master, and it will rule for next 2 decades. And that's the power of AI and Gen AI in terms of content. Interactive learning is another one. The gamification. Uh, we have always struggled in maths, stats, coding, because it's not easy. It was by nature, women were not, and I think it was a mindset issue where it for years it was said that technology is not for the woman. And hence we have always underestimated how we can contribute to the technology. With the help of AI and Gen AI, you and the gamification which has been available, interactive learning is possible. You have seen Byju's, how he has gamified the entire learning process for children, for graduate, for the MBA preparation, and that's there. The entire text to speech. So today, when we are having discussions with the client in terms of process understanding, even to the extent of this sessions when it gets recorded and when it gets summarized by AI. So imagine that when you are doing meetings with your client in different languages. So today, it's very difficult for us to uh, to do audit in a ethnicity where we don't have a command on the language. So language translation is the biggest benefit where we can leverage this to our benefit and do audit, because there is a text to speech language translation is being available. Google was always there, but now with some of the uh, newer solution being available, it makes it much more easier. And last but not the least, it's high quality, affordable resources being available. You don't need to go and spend too much of a money in terms of the quality education. Another, just giving you example, these are food for thought of saying that how can you leverage.
एक तास भी कोई येते नाही
Sorry, is there any
कोई
question?
नाही येत
We request
मीच
everyone
भीती
to
प्रदीप
please
भाई
be
सांगते नाही
mute.
तर काय माझा कोई थोडी ऐकणार
Neena madam, please.
प्रदीप भाईच्या भीती इकडे बी नाही येत
Ma'am, please continue. Payal ma'am, please continue.
Okay. Uh, you have seen the entire healthcare being transformed using AI. So it's not that you need to visit a doctor to get the entire health. You can get it online. Help is available. The entire diagnostic, the entire pieces on, I'm so sorry, the entire piece in terms of uh, cancer detection, in terms of molecule development, all of them are being done in much more speed and essence than it was being done erstwhile. The entire health management detection for women has been proactive step in managing the health is being enabled through AI. Healthcare in remote areas, as we said, we have seen this getting speed fast during COVID, where some of these were available online and has given quality access to the healthcare. The entire health awareness in terms of early detection, regular checkup, all of those pieces has been enabled through AI. And last but not the least is AI and entrepreneurship. And I'm sure people who are there on the call, most of you are entrepreneur and are practicing CAs. How can you use AI? AI can be used to analyze market trend, identifying the opportunities, identifying what's happening around you, identifying group of women entrepreneurs. You can look at in terms of business growth today, one of the biggest challenge, if you look at it, how it all started, the journal entry was a single entry system, then it became a double entry system. Then initially it was handwritten notes, then it got computerized, then you have ERP systems, correct? Today it is at a stage where you may not even need an ERP to do your bookkeeping system. The moment a transaction is being done through robotic and automatic process automation, it will be seamless from PO to payments, correct? So that's the kind of business growth we are talking in terms of the automation. And how, if we have to audit that, things which have been enabled by AI cannot be audited without AI. So has to be audited through AI. And predictive analytics. How can you predict errors, fraud, forecast future market, helping women adopt business strategy proactively? These are all examples of predictive analytics which can be enabled through AI. Data-driven insights in terms of product development, marketing, making more confident choices, all of them can be enabled through AI. Why it's important for women is that women must move from using AI to building AI. This is a very, very strong statement saying that why it is important. Today, it's not only providing data to AI, but we should build AI, whether it's image, content, video, music. There's so many things which is happening around us. How can we contribute? And it's not expensive. There are a lot of uh, and it's at command, correct? So if you use ImageNet, Fifili, or Shipping AI Vision Text, some of these examples are there where even on Gemini, Google Gemini is there, Bard is there, ChatGPT is there. You put up a question, you get an answer to it, correct? That is more of using AI. But how can you build AI in terms of coding, in terms of the data science, in terms of a building of a model? For a woman, we are always restricted with the mindset saying that you can't do it. I think we need to shift to the mindset saying that you are the one who are the best to do it. And why you are the best to do it? Because you have the patience and resilience to learn something new. There is technology where you don't have to learn in and out the coding that is available. It's about being human, of saying that what I want to do with the technology that is available. So I think how part is already there. What is something that is important? And that's where the woman can contribute the maximum. The third very important thing is mentorship. Today, each one of us, how are we mentoring the next generation woman to contribute to this step? Be part of the technology and leverage technology for the benefit. So I think that's uh, another important criteria to it. And last but not the least is diverse AI team create unbiased tools. Biased is the biggest. See, there are a lot of when anything new comes or the technology come, and we as an auditors, we always think saying that what is the risk in doing this, correct? One of the biggest risk in the adoption of AI is ethical constraints, biased being there, because ultimately they are learning from what we have done, and that bias need to be taken care, and that can be taken care only if we start contributing to that AI generation through the data point, through our point of view. So what are the steps to empower women in AI? It's access to education, skills and development, fund women technology training, implement AI for equitable hiring, uh, subsidize STEM education for girls, regulate AI for fairness, develop AI application that enhance women's safety, such as first personal safety apps. That's very important. Today, we have seen, and majorly in India, saying that how can we enhance the women's safety, be it in remote area and in urban. It's very important to do that. And aim for 40% representation in AI field, and that is the UN SDG inspired target that we should have 40% of female representation in AI field. And last, promoting gender equality in leadership. That can only happen. See, today, if I look in terms of how businesses are getting transformed, it's all through AI. And if that's the thing, and if we as a woman force don't contribute to that AI, be part of building up that AI, we cannot be in a leader position and cannot promote gender equality. So it's very, very important for us to do that, to provide access to education and skill development, to leverage AI in everything today, what we do. The entire summarization, content development, report writing, exception building, data analytics. There are a lot of data is getting generated across our business team. How can we leverage data to analyze the data, to make a point of view, contribute to it, and then leverage it to our benefit? I think that's where it's important. I just wanted to open it for is it possible to open it for Q&A?
Meenakshi ji?
Yeah, it is possible, but I don't think we have got much questions out here. I hardly can see any question right now on this particular deliberation. So,
Hey, should we open it for question answers?
yeah, but then the question right now we don't have much questions. So I would request our moderators themselves to post some questions for Payal ma'am. If our moderators out there can pose some questions to Payal ma'am, because I can't see much Q&A in the question answer session. There are no questions visible. So if some of us can pose some good questions. So I will start with that. Ma'am, you said that we should aim for 40% representation in development of AI. Like not only using AI should be our objective, we should basically contribute, but with the non-technical background, how females like us can go into building AI.
So that's a beauty of AI, generative AI, correct? Where you don't need to know the technical skills, correct? If you let's take an example that you are running a lot of analysis for your audit, correct? And you don't know. I'm simple telling you a very simple example, like even as an Excel, correct? If you put up the data and you want to analyze the data, you can code it using what is the code to do it, to write a macro. So that will give you the enough code to contribute to the AI, correct? So they will provide you the code. So today, when you're developing your own application to do stuff, you don't need to go to an external vendor to do it, correct? You can leverage and contribute to the development by using the AI itself. So because generative AI is providing you a lot of these codes, that's providing you prior data, it's giving you a lot of insights, so you can contribute through your knowledge for the data that is going into the development of this AI. So don't only be a user, be a contributor to the AI.
Meenakshi, can I ask one question?
In the meantime, I would request the viewers, I would request other viewers also to put up questions and take the benefit of the expertise of Payal ma'am. So, yes, Rupal, please.
Yeah, thank you, Meenakshi. It was really insightful session, Pal ma'am. Ma'am, I just wanted to ask, what regarding contribution part you said, but just to begin with, because being a practicing chartered accountant, and we have to see now next session is regarding new income tax bill. I was just seeing 622 pages we have to read, so we get no small amount of time, but still we want to start. So can you give certain tips, so how to start with it being a consistent and learning AI for our practice and all?
Wonderful question. And I think I should have addressed that. See, today,
Right.
if you look at ChatGPT
Yeah.
4.0 and take a license version, and
Yeah.
if you provide that 620 pages to the ChatGPT license version, it will summarize and provide you a summary of it. You
Yes.
don't need to go. It's more of your prompt. And then if you provide the document, you can ask questions to it saying that what has been the changes, how it has gone different, and that will provide you the answers to it. So despite you not reading it, if you can curate through your prompt, you will get those answers. So leverage, you can use Gemini, you can use any of these, even Copilot. Correct.
Okay.
Microsoft has Copilot, and take a license. It's 2,000 rupees per month. Pay for it. Take a Copilot license version. Use the publicly information. Provide that input to that, and you will get a lot of answers to it. You don't have to go through it. All the legal advisors today are using Copilot. As simple as drafting an email. Just give your pointers to it. It will draft the email. Give your pointers of things saying that what, and I'm giving an example of Copilot. Just point saying that you need a 5 slides, and you say this is a theme, this is some of my content. It will create a PPT for you.
Okay.
So leverage the available technology to be more efficient in terms of building presentation, getting content, getting the minutes of meeting. So you can, if you're going out for a meeting and you have recorded, so you can provide the recording to Copilot or Gemini and say, summarize the action from this meeting, and it will actually summarize it for you.
And ma'am, there is
Yeah,
for
ma'am,
meeting.
excuse me, Rupal, can
Yeah.
I take some viewers' questions, please?
Yeah.
The
Sure.
viewer questions, some 5 to 6 questions we have got. Can you tell more about ICAI GPT? Are you aware of that, ma'am? ICAI GPT, somebody has posed a question.
Oh, sorry, I'm not aware of ICI GPT.
Can I address this
I
question?
think the ICAI, yeah, probably you are not updated with what ICAI GPT is there. So there, another question is how are businesses,
Meenakshi ji, I can address
how
this
can we
question.
contribute to it? Can you give some examples?
Kinjal wanted to address the first question.
I think we will come back to Kinjal. Ma'am, first we will take the benefit of your presence. So
Okay.
can you just, the second
Sorry,
question,
can
how
you
are
repeat the
businesses getting
second question?
Yes, yes, please. How are businesses getting transformed in AI? How can we contribute to it? Can you give some examples?
So let's take an example. I'll tell you in the healthcare industry. Correct. The entire molecule development was taking years to do it. Now with generative AI and AI, there's a lot of data which is going into it, and then they're taking the benefit, and the entire time frame has got reduced in terms of the generative AI. Let's take in content, in the marketing content, when you see a lot of banners and hosting. Initially, the entire banner used to take a lot of team used to actually curate and create that content. Today, from an advertisement side, marketing campaign side, all of them, you give a prompt saying that I want one advertisement to be created which is for a health snacks. It should have a logo of this, it should show women, and it will create that content, correct? So that's that entire industry. The businesses are changing because of the AI in which how they are doing it. Today, even in our consulting environment, correct? So a lot of work that used to be manual intensive are being either automated or leveraged through AI and Gen AI. How can you contribute to it in terms of the business transformation? You can contribute to it by adoption. The first thing is adoption of AI. How can you adopt AI in your own businesses? And then curating that adoption, taking it to the next level, and changing your entire business model itself of auditing, of interacting with your customer, of enhancing the entire customer experience. So, those are the factors in which you can contribute leveraging AI.
Okay. That's nice, ma'am. And what is somebody has asked, what is the formal education to be taken for building AI?
See, from a formal education of building AI, it's more of data scientist. So there are various competencies that is required to build AI. But if you have a broad understanding of what you need, see, another thing, and I'm just giving an example, how it is different. You in the current environment, you don't need to know the process. You have an input and you should have a clarity of an output, what you need. The beach, in terms of the modeling, can be done through a model which is there. So you can, through your prompt, you can create an AI. You don't need to learn coding to do an AI. You need to be a good prompter, or you need to have a good business knowledge to create an AI of it, correct? So that's generative AI, to be precise,
Right.
that in terms of the formal knowledge, if you are a business acumen with good understanding of what you need from AI, I think that's the basic knowledge that you need to contribute to the AI piece of it.
Yeah, because I think even the business processes has to be understood to develop any kind of tool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ma'am, then somebody has asked, can you please explain what type of AI as CA we may use? I think they require your inputs on audit, in audit area, what type of AI can we use?
In audit, I think you can use for all your meetings when you're and generating that content. You can use AI in terms of report writing. You can use AI in terms of your entire data analysis of exceptions. So when you're doing, instead of looking at samples, you can consolidate all the data and you can run a lot of queries into it. You can also predict a lot of exceptions using AI, because then if you can give a lot of historical data to the AI, it can predict in terms of processes which are more prone for the entire your risk management can be leveraged through AI. So each part, from scoping to planning to execution to reporting, you can leverage AI in terms of analysis.
Okay. And ma'am, if you have any, if you can provide any you have any reference of any available online study material or mock practices on AI. So if you can just guide the audience.
If you look at it, most of the cloud provider, whether it's AWS, whether it's Azure, whether it's Google Cloud Platform, whether it's IBM, they come with a lot of certification in terms of cloud, AI, ML model, and the basics. Maybe if you are really keen to get into the technicalities of it, you can even learn Python, correct? That gives you a lot of accessibility in terms of some of the libraries which are available to use it. If you don't even want to learn it, if you have a data, you can provide the data to ChatGPT and say that run this analysis, it will run and provide you an output. So I don't think we need to get, and that is what I'm saying. In today's avatar, we don't need to get into technical. You should have an input and you should be aware of an expected output of it. Your
Right.
business acumen need to be very strong, because if you're there are enough tools available to provide you the processing of it. You need the input and output. What is an expected output of the data is more important than how to do it.
Right.
What is important, how is not important, that can be taken care by the technology.
Then somebody has asked, can you please share some practical application of AI in analysis of financials or other documents?
So if you have an audit report of 5 years and you want to see how the organization had got transformed, you can provide all the 5 audit reports to some of these uh, generative AI, and it can provide you a lot of insights in terms of this audit reports, correct? So that's one practical analysis. The entire financial analysis in terms of your balance sheet, P&L, and year to year. See, it's very difficult. Most of the time, for years, we have been doing analysis, financial analysis, and there are data points which come into it. But it's very difficult to get an answer to it. You will again have to click and find things. With today's AI, which is very prompt based, natural language, you provide a question and you will get an answer. So you provide all your financial data and you say that which product has moved threefold. Why there is a, let's take an example, there is a dip in the revenue. You can provide a Q&A saying that why there was a dip. So that why component can be answered through some of these natural language AI, which is available today in the market. Correct.
Right.
Today, we have been focused a lot on the analysis, but to consume that analysis is always a challenge. With the current AI, you can actually through your prompt ask a question and get the relevant answer, and that is the power of today's AI and Gen AI.
Okay, and some members have asked same question, that what AI certifications are beneficial to CA? Is there any course of AI in ICAI and all those things? So I think that ICAI person can guide that better. And
Yeah.
being an ICAI active member, I can also tell you that you can log into your SSP portal, and from there you can see a list of the AI certification courses running throughout the country. I think there are a lot of certification courses in almost even tier 1 to tier 3 cities, which has been undertaken by ICI, and you can take benefit of those certification courses. I'm sure that will help us a lot in development of our involvement in the AI area. And if any has Preeti ma'am joined, or some no, Preeti ma'am is not there. Okay, I think she would have been a better person to answer this question. Anyways, I'll just pick up some other question if it is there. AI is not allowed by the company, data security issue. Ma'am, can you throw any light on this?
Yeah. So see, there are two, some of these AI and chat GPTs, the free versions are not allowed because ultimately, see, as it say, the way it's learning from the past data and then it's providing you an output. And if you provide the data, it may go out of the organization, correct? And hence there are a lot of data securities issues in terms of leveraging this chat GPTs and Gemini in terms of usage. What is recommended is you take a licensed version of it, or if it's a large organization that you are associated with, then please leverage the enterprise version of it so that the data is secured within the organization. So data security, privacy, biasness, there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of risk that is surrounding the AI. You need to be cognizant of that risk. You need to ensure that you are taking care of due guardrails when you're using this AI, so that there's also a concept of hallucination. Sometimes it may not give you a right output. So you need to validate that output which is coming out of the AI. And over the period of time, it will learn and then it will start giving you the right outputs. Yes, there are risks associated with data security and privacy, and you need to factor in while using some of these.
Yeah. And ma'am, can you give any example for AI in finance industry? Somebody has asked that.
So when you say in finance industry, if you're looking at banking or you're looking at finance as a function, I'm not sure. So as I said, in finance as a function, a lot of AI is used in terms of planning, prediction, forecast, cash flow forecast. There are a lot of these forecasts in terms of they're using in banking. In terms of finance as an organization, in terms of finance And banking, if you're looking at it, there are a lot of AI is being used in product development, in terms of customer experience, in terms of marketing and product development. So there are a lot of examples, which is the entire marketing content which is getting generated. They're all now leveraged using AI.
Yeah. So, and is there any technique to know whether outcome of generative AI is biased or neutral?
So in today's, see, in 2023, when ChatGPT came, it was very difficult to understand whether it's biased or neutral. The likelihood and the confidence level was not defined. But over the last 2 years, it has really matured. And today, if you look at it, the content come with a link of saying that where it has generated the output to it. So it will not, you can still look at the authenticity and the accuracy of the content, but very difficult to estimate the biasness of it, correct? So yes, it will take time to reach at that level where you can say that it's an unbiased, because ultimately it's garbage in, garbage out. For years, we as a human has been biased towards certain ethnicity, towards certain gender, towards certain uh, countries. So that data still resides, and ultimately this generative AI has been learned on the generally available internet data. So unless we build a private model, you will have some bias in that data.
Okay, and CA Hetal Devani has answered one question. There is already a certification course provided by ICAI AICA Level 1. So there is some knowledge input from other members also, which we are getting. And then somebody is asking, when you say AI gives you answer based on past data, how latest is the information generated and how relevant will it be?
See, it it depends on two, three things, correct? So when you're using the general, it will be, uh, if you look at Gemini, it's been connected to the latest Google. If you're looking ChatGPT 4, it was updated till I think May 2024 data. But when you're providing your own data and asking it to summarize, then it's the latest data, correct? So depending upon the version, depending upon the license that you're using, it will have different availability and connectivity of the data.
Right. Then somebody is asking, is there any online practical session provided by ICAI as other pan-India AI session are offline? So Shraddha, we will definitely pose this question to the ICAI committee, and I'm sure they will provide some online practical sessions for people who are staying in remote areas. Now, ma'am, somebody is asking, which is better in your view, ChatGPT or Meta AI?
The ChatGPT is both have the plus and minus. I think no, I not think this is less or this thing. So Meta AI is from Meta AI is this thing from um, Facebook. It's a free open source. ChatGPT is a license version 4. So obviously, open source, it provides you a lot of flexibility in terms of customizing it to your requirement. ChatGPT is a license version, but depending upon the requirement, you can use any one of them.
Okay. Somebody has asked, I think they want to take your input on identifying whether it's a original answer or not. That is there a way to detect if a legal draft or reply to notice or a report has been drafted by AI?
Yeah, there are certain tools. There are certain tools which provides. I'm off the hand. I don't have the names, but there are tools which are available in the market which provide you whether this is an AI generated content or a human developed content. So
Okay.
it's there.
So Shruti, I think that answers your question. No more questions. I can see much, and I think we can get back to Kinjal, who wanted to say something about ICAI GPT.
So yes, I have recently done AICA level 1 this Feb month only. So I think it is drastic change in my mindset. Matlab, I was not knowing cloud, private, matlab, whatever ma'am, whatever Payal ma'am today, whatever she was now, she was वो सारे वो जो apps के now I am aware what she when she say Claude, so I know the Claude is an application. Earlier I was not knowing and how it is working also when I attended the 2 days session of ICA, it was an in-depth knowledge which was given and how the professionals can do their work easily. Just like Rupal madam asked some question, तो अभी पता है we need to upload the PDF and the summary will be easily. And when it comes to ICA Chat GTP, तो also ICA created a fantastic GPT. I suggest highly suggest all the chartered accountant whomsoever is watching this video, please spare some time and go and just visit, just do a window as girls do window shopping, just go and do and then see ICI GPT. There are different industry where ICI have created a formula. If you have a client of chemical industry, you go into that chemicals and what are the basic things which you need to do in audit. The in-depth industry specific filtration are also done. So I request everybody to go there. Also, I said direct and indirect GST also for both direct tax and indirect tax both for ICF created a GPT, and it is an for members it is an free. Wala we only need to insert our membership number and OTP single OTP and we can get an access of ICI Chat GTP, and for that we don't have to pay anything. ICI is sponsoring that. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Kinjal. Now, I think since there are no more further questions, I will propose a hearty vote of thanks to CA Payal ma'am, who has really given us a good insight on the AI area, which is the key area nowadays, and always talked about the most talked about thing nowadays in any kind of profession, in any kind of industry. And she has given wonderful knowledge on a very good insight on how women are still lagging behind. Though a lot of women have come now in various service areas, various professional areas, we can see a lot of CAs, women CAs around. The percentage is increasing day by day, but still we are lagging behind. So, I think a lot of CAs are into the session. So, I would like to again, whoever joined late or something. So, Payal ma'am threw very interesting information for us that only 10.9% of tech CEOs and senior leaders are females. So, which is a very actually depressing figure. So, I think now women should lead more and increase this percentage to a big extent. Then she said that in Fortune 500 countries, we have only 37 women leaders. So, which is again very depressing. So, I would say it should this depression should cause a lot of encouragement for women now to lead in AI area. And another interesting thing she told that don't just end up using AI, be part of the building team of the AI. So, and she said you don't require any technical knowledge or any coding language. You don't need to know, even if you know the business processes accurately, you can, contribute to a great extent in development of AI tools. So, wonderful information Payal ma'am has given to us. Then how, we can contribute is like AI is in education field, AI in healthcare, AI in entrepreneurship. So all this information she has given us, which I think will be very useful for all of us, and encourage more women to participate in the AI area. And of course, as she has given a lot of inputs on how AI will help you in, in the generative AI will help you in analysis of so much of financial data. So data is abundant, but to use it wisely is the most important part. So thank you so much, Payal ma'am, for your detailed input on this and answering patiently all the questions of the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Really appreciate.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I'll log off now. Thank you.
So Kinjal, can you just take it forward?
Yeah, thank you, Meenakshi ji. So I myself, CA Kinjal Chera. Thank you for giving the opportunity. And as the speaker, the next as we are about to start the next session, I am giving a short introduction of our next speaker. CA Nina Kapasi. She is a practicing chartered accountant, specialization in taxation, audit, and business consultancy. She is a law graduate, co-author of multiple professional publications, and an active speaker at various industry forums. I request Nina ma'am to please take lead and thank you for coming in and giving some valuable inputs. Thank you.
Welcome, Neena ma'am. Since I know you, I just wanted to say hello to you. And we are very grateful that you have taken this, time out to provide input on the finance bill. It is indeed a pleasure to hear you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Kinjal, for your kind words, and thank you, Meenakshi, Rupal, Pritiben, and the entire WIMEC audience. I'm thankful for this opportunity. Unless and until this invitation was given to me, I would not have read this income tax bill 2025 in so much detail. So this rather, I would consider this as an opportunity on my part. Now, I understand my audibility is proper. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are
Yeah.
audible and visible.
Okay. I'll share my PPT and we'll start with income tax bill. So
Your
as
screen
you
is
are aware that on 13th February 2025, this bill was presented in Parliament. Why? Income Tax Act 1961, we all are conversant with. It is since last 65 years we are practicing daily, day in and day out, we are breathing this Income Tax Act. And suddenly
I'm
now
interrupting you. Can you start a slideshow? It is visible.
it is not visible.
It is visible, but if you do a slideshow, it will be more clear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. It is happening now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now what has happened that suddenly, hold on. I'm sorry for this. So slideshow. Okay. So now with, there are, you are aware that every year in this budget, we used to get amendments. And over the period of,
Slide is.
sorry, slide is not visible. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I'll continue with mine. Meanwhile, I'll just say. So there are so many amendments. There are almost 4,000 amendments, overburdened and complexities, and which has resulted, Khushi Kabir, which has resulted, in fact, increasing compliance cost for taxpayers and even for government tax administration. It was hampering tax efficiency. So this slideshow, Janet. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Is it? Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Ma'am, can you stop share and share it again?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, please, Neena ma'am. Yes, now you take it to the PowerPoint mode, ma'am.
Yeah. So is it visible now? No.
Ma'am, your screen is visible. Click on the PowerPoint button so we can see in the full view.
This.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, ma'am. Perfect.
Oh, sorry, extremely sorry for this. Yeah. So now coming back to this 65-year-old Income Tax Act 1961, which we are practicing day in and day out, suddenly it was, it had become so bulky, complex, and overburdened with so many amendments. This and amendments are definitely required considering the economic situations, considering the social situations, considering the business situations. So these are must. It's not that it has been done without any intention. But with this, it has become more complex. There's increased compliance cost for taxpayer. And secondly, even for tax administration, the tax efficiency was reduced. So the need was realized that we need to really overhaul, we have to revamp this act, but there is no policy change as such. The tax rates, tax policies, tax direction, everything has remained just the same. Only thing, yes, the idea was to have, as Finance Minister Madam Sitaraman has said, that it has to be concise, it has to be lucid, and it should be easy to read and it should be easy to understand. And to achieve these objectives, this new document was laid on 13th February before the House of Parliament. It's a complete document by itself, having objects and reasons, notes, memorandum, delegations, notes on clauses, and even president's recommendations. Now the matter is between parliamentary committee. All the suggestions have been invited. Today, I read it in Economic Times that even the income tax portal has also started facility to put our suggestions in a proper systematic way. Now everything will be considered, and I understand that it is in monsoon session, which is normally in first week of July. This will be presented before the Parliament for final clearance. Now, if you, as I've told you, that there is no change in tax policy. It has just remained the same. Tax rates, it is just the same for individual, for HUI, for partnership firm, for companies, with all the variations and all the rates are, there are no changes. There is no change even in MMR. No surcharge has been changed, level has been changed. Education says also has also remained the same. Rate of interest payable by the assessee, payable to the assessee, same. Presumptive income, percentage of income, threshold of income, 6% or 8% of business income, and 50% in case of professionals. And even in case of other shipping companies or other companies which are entitled for presumptive taxation, everything has remained the same. Disallowance of various business expenses which we consider under various heads, even on business heads or other heads, it has remained just the same. Quantum of penalty also, there is no change as on today, the way it has been presented. So everything has remained the same. There is a one good thing that taxpayers charter has been codified in section 294, and that will be good, because the rights and obligations of taxpayers will be codified. And once it is codified, it will be tax administration's duty to fulfill those things. Business reorganizations again continues to be challenged, which was a challenge earlier. There are no simplification even in income tax bill which has been proposed. So it remains just the same. Now, if you see, there is a design and structure which has been changed. So basically, you may consider that this overall thing has remained just the same. The way it was presented, it has been more simplified, more systematic in the approach. Like I can just give you some example of thali. The way thali is served in at home. Everything we keep it together. But when you go to a restaurant, they serve you 3, 4, 5 course bill, one by one, everything will come and there will not be any mingling of the things. Similarly, they have tried to streamline the position. For us, it is going to be very difficult because first we have to delete the old understanding of words and sections, and then we have to relearn. Whereas for, of course, freshers and outsiders, it will be easy because I have gone through, I have also found the language to be easy and smoothly flowing. Now the sections, number of sections have been reduced. Now in income tax bill, it is 536 as compared to 819 of Income Tax Act 1961. You will tell me why 819, because we know that it is actually 298. But if you see now in one section, there may be multiple sections. Like if you take an example of classic case of 194, there are 194, 194A, 194C, 194D, 194E, 194H, etc. All alphanumeric, different sections, but under one section only. Similarly, 115, there is entire series. And now if it has not been over, even alphanumeric has also started. So there are actually, if you consider there are 819, now it has been reduced to 536. With that, the words have also been reduced to 2.56 lakhs as compared to 512, almost 50% reductions. Schedules have been more because, they have tried to put the details in schedule for easy readability and understanding. The schedules are 16 as compared to 11. All provisos and explanations, which were 1,200 provisos and 300 explanations, have been deleted. So now there is going to be section and subsection and clause. No provisos and no explanation till now. Chapters, there are 23 chapters as compared to 47 chapters of Act. There are tables, they've added so many tables for better understanding. 57 tables as compared to 18 of Income Tax Act. Now, even formulas they've given, So just instead of writing down that, index cost, how it is to be calculated, they've provided directly the formula for anyone to understand, and no long sentences are required. So even when there are multiple provisions going to different heads, they are trying to streamline and put it under one head or otherwise in a distinct schedule for a better readability. All the definitions which are required under Income Tax Act have been consolidated at clause 2 only in alphabetical order. Like if you see, senior citizen definition, which used to come at 2-3 places in section 208, 9, 211. Now it is only at one place, at clause 2 only, that is section 2 of the income tax bill. When it is not passed, these sections are known as clause. That's why I'm referring at clause. So now all these definitions have been consolidated at one place. Even referencing act, even the acts which are referred to, say for example, Negotiable Instruments Act, Transfer of Property Act, wherever it is referred to, instead of putting it in the each and every section wherever it is required, they put at the one place, and by giving proper reference that for this Negotiable Instruments Act, please refer to this and this. So it has reduced the verbosity. And you will feel that how to, get this, where these placements are. Like, for example, 43B, you are aware, 43B you have to but what is the corresponding section in income tax bill, how you would find out. So for that, mapping will also be available on income tax portal. So what is the structure of the bill? There are 23 chapters. First, of course, first chapter is the preliminary, which includes definition, etc. Chapter number 2 to 8 talks of determination of taxable income, which covers charging section, residency, scope of income, heads of income, exemptions, competition provisions, reductions. Chapter 9 talks of rebates and reliefs, including DTAA reliefs. Chapter 10 to 13 talks of transfer pricing and anti-avoidance, including GAR. 13, special tax regime and tax rates. 14 to 16, it talks of administration and assessment procedure. 17A, it talks of provision for assessment of special persons. And 17B of registered NPO, non-profit organizations. This is a new creature in Income Tax Act, this Income Tax Bill, which is a totally different thing. Other provisions are more or less remains the same. Here you find major consolidation, restructuring, and separate carving out of the chapter in case of a registered NPO, which is nothing but a charitable trust as we used to know about. Chapter 18 to 20 talks of dispute resolution, collection, recovery, and refunds. And 2022 is 21-22 talks of penalties, offenses, and prosecution, and 23 talks of miscellaneous. There are schedules also, 16 schedules. First is regarding safe harbors for offshore investment funds. And 2 to 8, exemption sections, exempt section, section 10, which you used to know. Now it has been given in just 4 sub-clauses, and the entire exemption has been put into schedules, section schedule 2 to schedule 8. And schedule 9 to 14 talks of provisions relating to specific businesses and funds. Chapter 15 talks of ATC. Now, ATC, that, over a period of years, ATC has become so complicated, that even if some client, we used to ask for advice, we used to say that, Baba, wait, I have to refer, whether your premium is up to 20% of sum assured or 10% of sum assured, what are the provisions, and then only we used to advise. So it has become very, very complicated as different possibilities were there, considering the premium, considering the assured return, considering when the policy was issued. So now everything has been put into schedule for a better understanding. Chapter 16, Schedule 16 talks of a permitted modes of investments deposit for a charitable and religious trust. So these are the schedule structure. Now, what are the conceptual changes, which normally we are aware of, our basic concepts, they have been defined. So normally we are aware of previous year and assessment year. And from the day we have started studying our articleship, during our articleship days, we know that, the income of previous year will be taxed in the assessment year at the rate of rates prescribed for that assessment year. Now, there are two. One is previous year whose income is getting taxed, okay, at the rate of rates of the assessment year. Why 2 years? So we have never questioned, because we have just accepted the way it was, since times immemorial. And we have found, okay, Baba, now this is the situation. So then while going through, I have realized that there were so many previous years, before 1989. Now there is one uniform previous year, which starts from 1st of April and ends on 31st March. Earlier, there were many, many previous years. Like you can start from Diwali to Diwali. Somebody used to start as a calendar 1st January to 31st January, 31st December. Well, some people used to start from Gudi Padwa to Gudi Padwa. So there were very many previous years. And that's how there were all this previous year has to be combined and relate to one assessment year. So in 1989, this various previous years have been deleted with, and now only one uniform previous year has been remained, that is from April to March. But somehow that basic framework had remained just the same. That's why it was not changed. Now they wanted to make this change, make it more simplistic, and which is more commensurate, with the practices followed by Western jurisdiction like Australia, UK. They have brought into this concept of tax year. Now, what is tax year? Tax year is nothing but a financial year. It starts from 1st of April and ends on 31st March. However, in case of a new business which has come into existence during the year, or new source of income which has inception during the year, then it starts from the date of commencement or inception and ending with the 31st March. That is a tax year. Now, assessment will be also income of tax year. So financial, basically, tax year is same as a financial year, subject to this new business and new source of income. But they have kept it separate. They've kept it one as a tax year, and financial year, though it is not defined in the income tax bill, the concept has been kept, because all this procedural compliance like filing of return, date of issuing notices, scrutiny assessment, date of reopening, period of reopening, etc., everything will be relating to financial year. So the concept is kept alive, but basically the income will be of tax year. Now, see, so for a year or two, there will be confusion, because what will happen? Now, assessment year previous year, assessment year 26-27 relating previous year will start within a period of next 10-12 days. Yeah. So from 1st of April 2025, previous year 25-26 will start, which is relating to assessment year 26-27. That is for the period of 1/4/25 to 31st/3/26. Now, this will be, of course, assessment will be done as per the Income Tax Act 1961. Whereas for assuming that everything will go through and the bill will be passed in July when the monsoon session will be there, and the way it is planned, it will be effective from 1/4/26. So in that year also, tax year will be 26-27, because it is just one. Now there is no different concept of assessment year and previous year. So tax year will be 26-27, which is relating to financial year 26-27. So here AY 26-27 is relating to financial year 25-26. And next year, tax year will be 26-27, but it will be relating to financial year 26-27. This is going to be a bit dichotomy in a year where we have to understand, but otherwise it is okay and one can easily go with it. So in that, assessment will be done as per the provisions of ITB 2025. ITB, when I talk about, it is Income Tax Bill 2025. So income of tax year will be taxed at the rate of of income tax pertaining to that tax year. We used to always consider that income of previous year will be taxed at the rate of rates prescribed for that assessment year. But now income of tax year will be taxed at the rate of rates of income tax pertaining to that tax year. Okay. So what are the changes which has taken place? If you consider this conceptual changes, there are no, this framework has changed. The essence remains the same. The body has changed, the soul remains the same. So precedent value of all Income Tax Act, wherever these keywords, phrases which have been defined by the court and as it has been accepted, they just kept it is without reshuffling or tinkering with it. Explanations and provisos, all explanations and provisions, how many explanations and provisos we used to go through, those all were removed. Like there used to be section, subsection, clause, explanation, proviso, explanation to that proviso and proviso to that explanation and proviso to that proviso. So there used to be a long chain of one particular section and all this have been removed. Only there has to be clauses, subsection, and clauses. So wherever there used to be some complications or you need to refer to many things, there are, they put it by way of a tables. So number of words have also been reduced and there is a greater clarity. Examples and formulae have been put into wherever it is necessary. So deletion, there are 300 provisions which have been actually redundant, because it is there since last 65 years. Naturally, few of the provisions, like say, for example, 88, it's the entire chapter. It has been redundant. Now that has been totally removed. The language is also simplified. Like, for example, in accordance with. So they have just put as per, the way we talk, in our day-to-day language. Similarly, notwithstanding anything contained herein, now they've just put irrespective of the, try to simplify the language, nothing wrong with it. So definition clause, as I've told you, that it is a detailed and alphabetically for proper reference. So as far as charitable, so these are the changes which is there are in that framework, the changes have been done. Just hold it. I think have I missed something? Yeah. So here, when you check, there are number of sections have been reduced. I think we have considered this. So there is a new charitable trust, which by, it has become so complicated because, it was falling into, the application used to fall into not less than 5 chapters. So the charitable purpose was defined in section 215. Then there were exemption provisions under section 10, 23, 11, 12, 12A, falling into chapter 3. Then there are eligibility to claim deduction under section 80G, chapter 6A, non-compliances and violation and implications, chapter 13 and 12 and 12EB. So all those, it was so difficult that, to run a charitable trust is no more charitable activity, but it has to be extremely professional activity. And especially considering the huge property held by this charitable trust and the severe implications thereof, if there is a violation, whether known or unknown, knowingly or unknowingly, but the violations are severe and you all as a practicing chartered accountant are aware of multiple notices issued across the country for violation of this charitable trust. So the tax administration also used to find it very difficult to handle this. Even courts have been flooded with the litigation. And that's how, there was a need to restructure. So this is the only way, only place of this in the act where it is totally restructured. Otherwise, all the other provisions have remained the way it is. So all these provisions across all these 5 chapters have been taken out and carved out and put it in chapter 17B. That is a new avatar of charitable trust, and it is now no more known as a charitable trust because there are various names, like it was known as educational institutions, charitable trust, etc. So now it has been known as a registered non-profit organization, or in short, you call it NPO. So this was put for ease of understanding and compliances. So if you see now, there is a section 11, if you see there are contained some 15 explanations and 16 proviso. Yeah, so very difficult to even understand all this because proviso and second proviso will give exception to first proviso. Again, the third proviso will talk about first proviso and first subclause. So very difficult to comprehend. They've taken out everything and put it under this one chapter 17B with help of even tables. So now there have been 7 subchapters they put it under chapter 17B. First is relating to registration, income, commercial activities, compliances, violations, approval for donations, and interpretation. So there are 7 subchapters which have been given to take care of this NPO. A common term has been used, as I've told you, that NPO instead of charitable trust, institution, university, educational institution, hospital, etc., etc. Because at each and every place, there were different words. Now they have to qualify as a registered NPO. So now what is required is registration. Even now, approval is also not necessary. It has to be registered. So all those provisions which were redundant have been removed. There are tables which have been kept for application of registration. There are specified income and tax year in which it is taxable and computation of tax on accredited income. And there will be a minimum cross-referencing. That's what the department wants, that it has to be more clear. So what is registered NPO? Whether this charitable trust, as we know, whether they will be required to be once again registered, I don't think that is necessary because any person which are having a valid registration under section 12A, 12AA, 12AB or 1023C will be considered as a registered NPO unless and until such registration has been cancelled. So there is no need to get fresh registration. And there is no, otherwise there is basic fundas remains the same, application of income, accumulation of income, taxability, computation provisions, everything will remain the same. But it has been restructured and put it in one place for better reading and better cross-referencing. And you know why it is? Because we don't know how big this sector is, India, they are having in this, there are 2.5 lakh entities are filing their return and filing return. I'm sure there may be more trusts who are not filing, but officially 2.5 lakhs entities, they are filing the return as a charitable trust. And they are applying 10 lakhs crores for charitable and religious purposes. So forget about this, the other things, but this is a huge application and it has to be, they should be also properly directed and without putting them under undue tax burden. And even for department, it should be easy to manage this tax administration for charitable trust. So this is a separate chapter only for NPO. Now again, NPO, this exemptions, as we know, as section 10, where the income is claimed as exempt. Now it can be income or it can be withdrawal, which can be exempt, or income of a particular person subject to certain conditions can be exempt. So there are, when today also this section 10 had become so bulky, because the opening para was such that it the way it has to be drafted, there is a limitation in which the restructuring can be done. So what they have done, they have this put under a clause 11, that is section 11 of Income Tax Bill 2025. And they have put it under various chapters. Now, even this each and every section, every subsection of this exemption, it was loaded with explanations and proviso and proviso to explanations and explanations proviso again once again. Like I've given this example, the 1023C again relating to charitable trust had 15 subclauses and 24 proviso, making it very difficult for anyone to claim exemption in a proper way or to understand this, and that, once exemption wrongly claimed, there are various consequences which are difficult to handle. So now they put it under 6 different schedules for each specific category. Redundant provisions have been removed. Income eligible for exemption for eligible persons. And the applicable conditions have been provided in different columns of the table under each of these schedules for the ease of understanding. So there are 6 schedules now for this exemption provision. So first schedule talks schedule 2 now. Schedule 1 is something relating. Schedule 2 to schedule 7. It is relating to exempt income. Now schedule 2 talks of types of income exempt along with conditions. Say for example, agricultural income. Now schedule 3 talks to certain eligible person whose income is exempt. For example, share of profit in case of partner of amount received by a member of HUF, etc. Schedule 4 talks of exemption to non-residents. Schedule 5 refers to exemption to business trusts, sovereign wealth funds, etc. Schedule 6, exemption to IFSC-based transactions and units therein. And in Schedule 7 refers to list of persons exempt from tax. So each and every schedule provides with conditions which subject to which the exemption is granted. And if these conditions are not fulfilled in a given tax year, then such income shall be chargeable to tax. Again, this provision also empowers central government to make rules and issue notifications for the said section. So now, there were redundant exemptions. Say, for example, section 10A, 10B, they have been removed. So salary-related exemptions, say, for example, gratuity, commutation of pension, compensation received by workmen under Industrial Disputes Act, etc., etc. They have shifted to chapter dealing with salary, and then you have to claim this as a exempt deduction. So you will not get it under section 10 or section 11 under ITB 2025, but you will get as a deduction from your salary income. So FAQ states that in case of redundant provisions where exemption is available due to past investments, the same are protected under savings clauses under ITB 2025. You have been given exemption due to past investments. Now, it is still, the period is still there. You will be, though the bill has come into effect 2025, it is protected under savings clause. But otherwise, as far as legality is concerned, as far as the understanding of the section is concerned, there is no change, and only mere modification language to simplify the law. Salary, there is not much of a change. So there is a deduction of entertainment allowance. Nobody used to take it, but it was there since ages. They have removed taxability of perquisites. Provision of gas, electricity, travel for medical treatment outside India is considered to be perquisites if the salary exceeds threshold limit as given in the section. So ITB has removed this threshold and by giving power to CBDT to define this limit, because it will keep on fluctuating considering the inflation level. So this was also given by way of Finance Bill 2025. Finance Bill in the sense what was presented for AY 26-27 on 1st of February 2025. That all those whatever changes which have been suggested, all those changes have been kept in income tax bill also. So gratuity as I've told you, that gratuity computation of pension retrenchment compensation will be first added to salary income. It is not directly exempt as per Section 10 of Income Tax Act 61, but you have to add it once again to salary income and then you have to claim deduction. So income, as FAQ of this income tax bill has stated, that salary and house property, there is hardly any tinkering, they've just kept it as it is because the law is very laid out, properly laid out, properly understood, and there is a least litigation in this regard. Now, if you see income from house property, there are only one or two changes, maybe intentional or non-intentional, but maybe because of language, there is a change. So it deals with a change in taxation which exempt a notional income taxation where a property is occupied for the purpose of business. Now, Income Tax Act, the way it is today, it provides that the assessee may occupy the property for the purpose of business. As against that, income tax bill says the property is to be occupied by assessee for his business. So the effect is that the actual occupation would be required for exemption, and such occupation should be for assessee's own business. So in other words, if the property is used by a related firm or a company, that exemption may not be possible. Likewise, a passive user or a ready-to-use property may not also be eligible for exemption. Actual occupation may be required. So we will wait for the act to be passed, but this is the understanding at the moment. So second slide, this deals with the case of letting of property. Presently, Income Tax Act requires any letting of property as against Income Tax Bill requires that the letting should be in the normal course of, which means that a case of stray letting may not entitle the assessee to claim vacancy allowance. So there is a beneficial change where as under Income Tax Bill, only actual rent received would be taxable irrespective of whether the property was vacant or not the part of the property. This is based on Sachin Tendulkar's judgment. Now, if you see now next is profits and gains of business or profession. So I've gone through this. There are so many changes. The entire section in that chapter only is fully transformed. But for better readability, for better understanding, and to avoid the confusion and for simplification. However, it is going to be for 2-3 years, we have to really understand this very well. But having said that, if you compute your income under business income under old head, under Income Tax Act 61 or Income Tax Bill, there is not going to be any change as such. It is going to just remain the same exactly rupee ana paisa. But the way this entire thing has been transformed, flow is totally revised to improve coherence, create logical links, and ensure a smoother progression. So, like presumptive taxations were at 2-3 places, for residents and non-residents, there were different places. So now it has been put under one head only. For example, similarly, employee welfare deductions were spread over a 2-3, Section 36, Section 43B, etc. Now that has been put under just one head. So they have been rather grouped together. Similarly, WDB, if you read, it used to go into 2-3 pages, giving how to calculate WDB under different situation. So they have given table for the understanding with formulas for better readability and better understanding. So similarly, to compute actual cost, again you need to go through so many different subsections. So here also it has been organized into tables. Provisos and explanations have been removed, and either it has been removed and put it into table or formula or otherwise put it by way of a subsection for better clarity. So redundant and sunset provisions, whatever they were, they have been removed. So specific business segment, they move to a new schedule, because it may not be really applicable to all of us. It may be just have a limited applicability. Procedural provisions have been shifted to rules for better focus. So total word count has been reduced by over 50%. Though if you consider the section, number of section have been increased because it is 26 to 66 as compared to 28 to 44 in Income Tax Act. But otherwise word count has been reduced and there is a surely better readability. Sections have been reduced from 65 to 41. That's what they say, because 28 to 44 have so many sections under the same section that actually instead of having this 26 sections, it is actually 65 sections. So there is a better enhanced user, which is a clear, concise, and easier to comply. And there is in clause 66, they have given 45 terms in this chapter. So instead of referring at every place, in each and every place, say for example, what is negotiable instruments? What is the meaning of term planned? What is the meaning of MSME unit? So the term, all these terms have been defined in clause 66. But as far as if you see the tax audit provisions, if you see presumptive income provisions, there are no changes whatsoever. So business is again same, audit also there are no changes. It remains 1 crore. And if there is a less than 5% cash receipts or payment, the limit goes to 10 CR. It is just the same. Professional also, it is 50 lakhs rupees. If it is less than 5% cash receipts and payment, the limit goes to 75% and subject to 50% of income offering. So similar in case of it is less than 6 to 8%, I don't have to repeat it. All of you are aware of it. The same conditions are continuing. Now there were some wrong this news which were circulating on social media that even CS and cost accountant, they are qualified to do tax audit, or maybe they have done some representation. But the way the bill stands today, there is no change in the scope of accountant who is required to perform tax audit. Only practicing chartered accountants are qualified the way it is there in Income Tax Act, present Income Tax Act. So again, the penalty of not doing tax audit also remains the same as per the old section 271B. There is no change. Capital gains, again, no change as such. Just one or two, there seems to be unintended, and it will be finally, I think it will be corrected when the bill becomes act. See what is happening, in long-term capital gains, loss, brought forward long-term capital loss, you can set it off against only long-term capital gain of the year. However, brought forward short-term capital loss, you can set it off against short-term capital gain also and long-term capital gain also. So, however, in this, they've just mentioned that carry forward capital loss can be set off against capital gain, thereby lifting the restrictions on setting off of brought forward long-term capital loss. So you can set it off the way it has been drafted today. One can set it off against long-term or short-term capital gain. Both the. Even similarly, short-term capital loss also you can set it off against long-term long-term capital loss, you can set it off against short-term capital gain. So there seems to be anomaly. Maybe we'll wait for the bill to be passed. Income from other sources, there is no much change. Only thing in case of a lineal ascendant and descendant, that is section 56 to 10, this deemed gift. So they've talked about definition of relative is there. So in that definition of relative, they've just clarified that lineal ascendant and descendant, whether it is from maternal side or from paternal side, you are entitled to consider this gift as a exempt. So anyway, it was always understood as that, there is no difference between maternal relative and paternal relative. Here there is maybe the by way of a clarification. So TDS and TCS. Now, if you are aware that, TDS and TCS, there are so many number of sections that it is very difficult to go through each and everything. Whereas while, when you used to refer any commentary book on TDS or even in referencer of WRC or BCS or even ready reckoner, they used to give in a proper tabular way to easy understand and to have a bird's eye view. The similar approach has been adopted by this income tax bill. So now this clause 392 and 392 has been introduced for TDS on salary, TDS on all other clauses. Yeah, similarly for TCS also similar provisions have been done. Secondly, whatever amendments have been prescribed by Income Tax Bill 2000, Income Tax Bill, Finance Bill 2025, that is the Budget 2025, which will be applicable to AY 26-27, have also been incorporated, where the dividend limit of under Section 194 has been revised from 5,000 to 10,000. Bank interest from this for a senior citizen, it is around 50,000 to 1 lakh rupees. So there were so many, this lottery, only if it is in excess of, what TDS on lottery, only if it is in excess of 10,000 rupees in aggregate. So all those amendments have also been incorporated. And these 43 sections, if you consider in from section 193 to 196B, so they have been clubbed into 3 tables, each giving details of TDS by payee being a resident, non-resident, or any other person. So whatever increase in threshold, as I've told you for non-deduction, they have also already been improved, already been incorporated. And reduction in rate of deductions under section 194 LBC, that is to 10% is as per Finance Bill 2025, it has also been incorporated. 206C1, that is tax collection on sale of goods, that have been omitted by this Finance Bill 2025, Budget 2025, that has also been incorporated in this. So similarly, withdrawal of higher TDS on account of non-filer, which has been again given by Finance Bill 2025, it has been incorporated. No TDS on cash withdrawal from banks. Certificate for lower TDS. Now, earlier it was possible. This is one welcome suggestion, welcome move. And even this was not there in budget 2025 also. So here it is a very welcome move. So they say that, now, that lower 15G, 15H, you can apply only in case of certain things. For other things, you have to go to income tax officer and you have to apply for lower TDS. Now, this was possible only in case of certain payments. But here now with this, they have made it possible across all types of payments. So even 194R, if you want to take lower deduction of TDS, it is possible. If you want to take it for 194IA also, it is possible. So this will save cash flow of the payee and as well as the department's liability to pay interest on such refunds arising there. So it is a very welcome move. Everyone is entitled to get this lower TDS certificate. Procedural provisions relating to various payments covered and merged and kept as independent sections. So now there is all these procedural sections, they have been put it under one head. So certificates including lower deduction and collection certificate, compliance and reports, that is filing of statements, consequences or failure to deduct or collect tax or pay the tax deducted, processing of statements. So instead of putting it under each and every section, they have been consolidated and put it under one. because across all these sections, all these procedural compliances are remaining just the same. Similarly for TCS also. Yeah, now this is for lower TDS only, but it has not been prescribed for nil TDS. So you can only apply for lower TDS, not for nil TDS, which is possible in case of a non-resident. Tax collection also similarly, whatever the changes are there and what has been suggested by Finance Bill 2025, that has been incorporated in case of LRS, where the limit has been increased from 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So TCS was withdrawn on remittance of education purpose. Forest produce has been defined as per the Indian Forest Act. All those things have been incorporated in income tax bill also. Here also it is possible to claim lower collection of tax certificate from the assessing officer in all the cases, which was not possible in earlier. So now these are the provisions. As far as income tax returns are concerned, uh, this is concerned, the date of filing is concerned, the assessment procedure is concerned, the reopening is concerned. More or less, it just remains the same, subject to 2-3 changes in case of a reopening, but which I will not take, considering it very specific, and maybe for that you need a separate session by itself. Now, what is repeals and savings clause? So now what is happening that, when this clause 536 has the effect of repealing the present ITA, okay? Because once this act will come, this bill will be passed and it will become act, Income Tax Act, maybe 2025. So this Income Tax Act 1961 will be repealed. Okay. So now this once this is enacted, only ITB will be applicable. However, there are 22 situations which are set for application of ITA and not ITB. So in other words, if the said 22 situations, the provisions of ITA shall continue to apply. Now, what are some of the important situations where the ITA, that is 1960A, will continue to apply? So where the assessment and penalty and appeal would continue to apply in case of a search and seizure actions conducted on or before 31st March 2026, assuming that it will come into operation from 1/4/2026. The pending proceedings has the proceedings pertaining to assessment year 26-27, and earlier years will be governed by Income Tax Act. So till tax year 2026-27, so till AY 26-27, the income tax, all those assessments and further procedures will be covered by Income Tax Act 1961. All options exercise under taxation under new regime act would continue to be valid even under ITB. So there will not be, you don't have to freshly exercise this opting for new NTR or OTR. Whatever you have selected will continue to apply with subject to the withdrawal, whatever is there in section. Interest on refund and demand would be charged or paid at the rate under ITA for the period up to 31st/3/26 and thereafter at the rate of ITB. Any benefits conferred under ITA subject to fulfillment of conditions in later years would be withdrawn on violation of such conditions and would be taxable in the year of violation under the heads of income under ITB. Say, for example, clause section 47A or 72A. Recovery proceedings pending under ITA would be continued under ITB. So agreements, approvals and instructions and orders and rules and notification under ITA would continue to be valid under ITB also. Credit for MAT and AMT would also continue for the balance period under ITB. Unabsorbed depreciation allowances and losses under ITA will be continued for balance period under ITB. Similarly, carry forward of losses also subject to the fulfillment of conditions will also be continued under ITB. Faceless schemes notified under ITA will also continue. And basically, so the whatever has been continued under ITA will continue also under ITB unless and until till 31st March 2026, and post that it will be taken over, but carry forward of losses MAT AMT will continue to be. So with this, I will end my presentation and I'm willing to take up any questions and will answer to the best of my ability. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks for hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You have explained in a very simple and lucid language the new bill passed, which is itself in a very lucid language. Thank you very much. There is a one question. Is Section 54 continue in new income tax bill?
Sorry?
Section 54 will continue in new income tax bill?
Yes, it is just the same. All the sections have been continued. Section 54, 54EC, 54F. The way it has been drafted, it will continue. There are no changes.
Okay. Okay, so there is another question, how to link new section with old section?
Sorry?
How to link new section with old section?
Yeah, see, so the Taxman book has published this income tax bill 2025. They've mapped it. But otherwise also the facility will be available on income tax portal. They're going to initiate it, or maybe they might have already initiated. I'm not very sure. But the mapping will be easily available.
Okay. Can we get PDF copy of Income Tax Act?
Yeah, it is available. It is available on the portal, on the site. CBDT site also it is available.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello, Preeti Ben.
Hi, how are you
Fine.
all? So I can see Nina Ben over here and Pravina madam and Kinjal. I am Meenakshi, Rupal. I am with me, Shikha, right? Shikha is with me. I have just landed at Ahmedabad and today we have a program at Ahmedabad. So, hello friends, and welcome back to this year, council year, and to this again we are continuing with this series Yashaswini and Idol, and today we have a 49th session, and we thought we will start with new income tax bill, and that's why we have invited Nina Bain, and one session on technology also has been conducted. So again, looking forward all of you to meet every Wednesday. We are changing the time. Today being the first session, we are not able to get the 5 to 7 slot, but from next Wednesday onwards, we will catch you up 5 to 7. This time we are starting to have a mentorship program for all women, and the scope of the committee is also increased to young members. So we will have mentoring program for women members as well as young members. So I understand and know the importance of mentor in the life, and which every member, young member, female member, if she has a mentor, the growth also will be stupendous. So you can take the benefit of this mentorship program. Very soon we will be starting this mentorship program. We are talking with the vendor on the technology and the website, so that how we can initiate. Till then, we will be also talking to the mentors. We are also planning to have various other things this year in this committee, and looking forward to your suggestions with this first session of this year. I'm looking forward much more new initiatives and looking forward to all your new suggestions also. So I thought, let me catch up with you all. I was in the flight at the beginning of the session, so could not attend. But now I thought, let me address all of you. With these words, I welcome all of you to this Yashaswini, continuing Yashaswini and Idol series. We will complete 100 episodes of this Yashaswini series this year. And we'll also come out with youth symposiums, various physical programs. We are planning to have one RRC at May end or in June month, the first RRC. We are planning to have at Center of Excellence, Hyderabad this time. So looking forward all of you to join this RRC and many more programs to come. With these words, I thank all of you. And I think question answers is still going on, Nina.
I think,
Yeah, it is
yeah,
still
there are,
going on, and I welcome you, ma'am, once again.
Yeah, thank you.
Since I am in touch with you since last 5 years, and I am aware how many different programs you have brought for the women empowerment. And we first of all congratulate once again for
yeah.
being in the committee, Central Council members, and heading the Women Empowerment Committee. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
And definitely this program is helping women and giving platform to share their expertise and to
Actually, recently I have gone to Oman and the members from Muscat were telling you are regularly watching this series.
I
Yashaswini
must,
series.
I must say it is such a great initiative. It's not
Yeah.
only by members, women members, for women members or young members. See the way the topic have been selected, na, excellent topics you are selecting. I must congratulate the team, whoever is handling this thing, and of course the leadership also. But excellent topics, very relevant topics, and the which are very recent and really requires our attention. So that is something very great, and very good
Yeah.
speakers, from so many different parts of the country and different organizations.
Yes.
People are coming and addressing this. Excellent.
Yes.
Keep it
Thank you.
up.
Yeah. This is possible with the support of everyone who are there on the screen and all the participants who are viewing this, right? So I thank everyone for giving this support also, which is beneficial to the entire fraternity, not only in India, across world. It is because this is a recent example. They were saying everyone at Muscat, ki we are watching this. I was so surprised and so happy from like Muscat also, women members are watching this, right? Yeah.
Rather, you must find out from other Western countries also, like Canada chapter or US, whether they are also having similar program
Yes.
for women chartered accountants.
No, this program only they are watching.
And
No,
with
agree, but
the Q&A, the Q&A also give us a lot of input on how many women are watching from various cities.
Yeah.
So it is like almost all the cities of India, the women are watching. So that is like that proves the success of this Yashaswini Idol.
So
Great.
we'll have more inputs from all of you for this year also. We'll increase our initiatives and activities for the benefit. We are also tying up with Oracle and some other companies, and they will come and train the women members so that they can again take them, matlab hire them for part-time and work from home facilities. So that Oracle meeting is, we are fixing it very soon. We're already speaking with them. So these are certain new developments, but let it happen first, and then we'll announce it officially and bring out those things.
great. Actually, we all are looking ahead for these various initiatives taken by Empowerment Committee. And this actually the income tax bill, though it will come from 1st April 26, it is very good opportunity to have the thorough knowledge or overview about this act. Accordingly, we can plan the various things for our client. Or if so, thank you very much, ma'am, for such a insightful session. And if actually the most of the questions are covered by Nina ma'am. So thank you very much.
Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
And we have started on time and we have finished on time also.
I'll
It's
share
5
my
o'clock.
PPT.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
share my PPT for this.
So what I will do, Ruchi, what I would request, all the presentations, make some depository of presentations and on our website also. So all the presentations should be shared over there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I also thank our secretary. So our secretary Tapulabda has gone on maternity leave, and now Ruchi is taking care of the committee. So Ruchi, Jaya, Uday are there to take care of all these initiatives. So, and we are coming out with new theme of the flyer. So I would suggest and request all the members present here to give the ideas for the new theme also for the flyer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Definitely,
Ruchi, please be in touch with everyone. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I thank to speakers, moderators, and coordinators also for such a wonderful session. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
And have
everyone.
happy
Happy
Rangapanchami
learning.
to all.
अरे
In
रुचि फोटो
Maharashtra, we
निकालो ना
celebrate.
रुचि एक फोटो निकाल लेना ना and then put on our social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So please be
Ruchi
there
खुद ही
for
नहीं
a
दिख रही
moment.
है.
Huh?
Where is Ruchi? She is not seen.
Offline I want. Yeah. So
Yes,
have
ma'am.
one, click one photo and have our LinkedIn and Insta channel also, no? वो आप स्टार्ट कर दीजिए रुचि. लास्ट टाइम मैंने बोला था. और न्यूज़लेटर में भी डाल दीजिए फोटो.
Will do. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, हो गया? Okay. Thank you everyone.
चलो bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye,
much.
everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Thanks a lot.
everyone.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.